So let's go through the lesson here, guys. So our goal for today is that we can evaluate algebraic expressions using substitution. Okay, so I just want you to quickly have a think about what does the word substitution means, and I just have a fun picture for you guys here. Hopefully it will give you a hint of what substitution is. So for those who are here, if you know what substitution means, then you can type it in chat. So I've got one here, it says to replace something of equal value or use, yeah, to replace something with something else. Or making a backup. I can see that. Swap something else for another thing, yeah. I think you guys got it like now in the head there. So yes, so substitution is when you swap something for something else, right? Like swapping out a coffee for a hot chocolate. Oh, I would love some hot chocolate. Or coffee, actually. I can do either. Actually, I need my coffee. Right. So to evaluate, so that means to calculate, all right? An expression. Substitute, that means replace a pronumeral with a given number. And if you guys remember from the last lesson, a pronumeral is a letter. Okay, so basically, if we want to calculate an expression, if we want to know the value of an expression, we would replace the letters with numbers. Okay, so I've got an example here. So let's say that a is equal to -2. So the value of a, the value of the letter a is -2. And it's asked to evaluate a plus 6. So basically what it means is that instead of the letter a, use -2. So we have -2 plus 6. And you can use a calculator if you want to, but it will give you 4. Okay, so the value of the expression a plus 6, given that a is -2, is 4. Okay, so basically we just calculate the expression. Now remember that when you do the calculation, when you put the numbers in, you need to use BODMAS. Okay, so once again, BODMAS is brackets first, then order or the power, and then division and multiplications. You can do them at the same time, and then addition and subtraction, you can do them at the same time as well. Okay, as long as you do it left to right. So if you are using the green calculator, you probably don't need to worry much about BODMAS, because as long as you put in the expression the right way into the calculator, it would give you the right answer. However, if you are using an older calculator, okay, the one with only the numbers and you know, the plus, minus, multiply and divide, right, and nothing else on it, then you need to do then you need to put the numbers in sorry, you need to put the numbers in the right way, okay, using BODMAS. So here I've got another example, okay, or two examples. So we want to evaluate these expressions when a is equal to 5, b is equal to -2, and c is equal to 3. Okay, so the first one we got 7a minus 2 brackets a minus c. Okay, now remember that 7a means 7 times a. So just put something in here. Color. Let's go with purple. All right, so 7a means 7 times a minus 2 brackets. Now between the 2 and the brackets here, there is another invisible multiplication. So I just want to remind you guys that between the numbers and the letters, there are invisible multiplication signs, and also between a number with a bracket, there's also invisible multiplication sign as well. Okay, so if we put the numbers in the right way, well, in this one we don't have b, so we're just going to ignore it. But for a, we replace a with 5. So first we have 7 times 5 minus 2 times brackets, and we have a minus c. So that's 5 minus 3 close brackets. Okay, so remember the BODMAS. So we do the brackets first, right? So the 5 minus 3, that's going to give you 2 right here. Okay, 5 minus 3 is 2. And then we would do the multiplications. So here we have 7 times 5, that's going to give you 35. And 2 times 2, that's give you 4. And then finally we have subtraction. So we have 35 minus 4, that's give you 31. And that is the value of our expression. Okay. For the second expressions, we got b squared minus ac. Okay, so again, remember ac, between the letters, there would be a multiplication sign here, which is normally we don't have to write this multiplication sign. Okay, so very important trick, okay, as I would say, is that whenever you have a negative and you square it, or you cube it, or you do something with it, whenever you substitute a negative numbers in, always put brackets around it. And actually, as you can see here, I put brackets around all the numbers. Okay, um, and this is very important when you put it into the calculator. Okay, because the calculator, even though they helps us, they can make mistakes. Okay, so if you put them the wrong way, then they will give you the wrong answer. And the reason for the brackets is because it's to say, hey, I am squaring the whole -2. Okay, if you put into the calculator this, so -2 squared, what the calculator, or how the calculator would understand this is, it would say, because remember BODMAS, it would say do the power first. There's two things here. You have the power, and you have the subtraction. It would read this as a subtraction instead of a negative. Okay. So it would do the 2 square first, and then it would do the minus sign. Okay. So if you put this in the calculator, and you can check this out, it would give you an answer of -4. However, if you put -2 in brackets and then square into the calculator, it would give you 4 as an answer. Okay, and I'll explain that in a moment why that is the case. So here we've got -2 in brackets squared minus brackets 5 close brackets multiplied by 3 in brackets. Okay, So again, now in the brackets, you can see there's only one number. So basically we don't have to do much about the brackets there. So we're going to move on to the next thing, which is the order or the power. Okay. So negative 2 squared. Now remember, when you square something, that means that you're multiplying that number by itself. So here we would have negative 2 times negative 2. Okay. And then we would just write minus 5 times 3. We're not doing anything to that for now. So next, because we got multiplication, we would do it from left to right. Okay. So negative 2 times negative 2. Remember, when you got a negative times a negative, two negatives make a positive, right? And then 2 times 2 is 4. So that's how we get positive 4. Then we have the 5 times the 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then finally, we got the subtraction. And for subtraction, we got 4 minus 15. And because we have a smaller number subtracting a bigger number, that would give us a negative answer. All right, so it's going to be negative 11. So I hope that these examples make sense and help you understand what you have to do here. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask me. So with that, here are the questions that you have to do. Okay, so for question 4, you have to do A, C, E, and G. Let me, oh, sorry. A, C, E, and G. And for question 5, you just have to do question A and question C. Once you're done with these two questions, you can do question 7, okay, all of it. And question 7 is a worded question. So let's just read the question out for a little bit. So it says the expression for the area of trapezium is half brackets A plus B close brackets H. Okay, so you may remember this from when we did measurements. Now remember that there is a half. There's a multiplication sign between the half and the brackets here, and also there is another multiplication sign between the brackets and the H. Okay, so A and B are the length of the two parallel sides, so these two here. And H is the distance between the two parallel sides, or the height, basically. You just have to find the area of the trapezium with A equal to 5, B equal to 7, and H equal to 3. So that means that you would have to substitute these numbers into this expression here, or the equation, right? So A, you will replace it with 5. B, you would replace that with 7. And H is replaced with 3. Then next, it says if for B, it says a trapezium has the height of 4, H4, and the area is 12. If A and B are positive integers, what possible values can the variable A have? Okay, so what it means is if we substitute, so the whole equation is area, capital A, is half times A plus B times H. And we just substitute the numbers in, so the area, I will replace that with 12, is equal to half times A plus B times H is 4, okay? So this way. And then we want to know what values can A and B have, okay? So for this one, what you can do is you can try out different numbers, okay, and see it would give you, try out different numbers for A and B and see if it would give you 12 as the answer, okay. Another way that you can do this is by using a little bit of a trick, okay. And the trick is when you multiply something, because we got half multiplied by the brackets multiplied by the 4. We are going to ignore the brackets for now, okay? And I know that doesn't make sense when we just talk about BODMAS, but if we imagine that the brackets is just another number, right? We don't know what inside the brackets is. We're just going to leave it to the side for now. And what we're going to do is we are going to multiply the half and the 4. And the reason why we can do that is because when you multiply something, you can do it in any order, right? So 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is also 6, right? So you can swap the order around a little bit. So if you do it that way, then we would have 12 is equal to a half times 4 times the brackets. So the bracket is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere else, okay? And then what you do is you can work out what half times 4 is, right? So a half times 4 would be 2, okay? Times a plus b. So right away, what that tells me is that because I want an answer of 12, I'm looking for a number that when you multiply 2, you get 12, okay? And you probably can work it out what that number is. So 2 times 6 would be 12. So basically what we're doing here is we are looking for A and B, the values for A and B that would add up to 6. Okay, so I hope that this helps you with question 7. Okay, and then you just have to work out what numbers A and B can be for them to add up to 6. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video here. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask me. If you are here for, in the WebEx, you can ask me in chat, or if you are at home watching this video, you can email me, and I'll try and help you.